Hello everyone, Jaime Montilla here, and in this video I'm going to show you how I built this Airbnb market analyzer. This is an Airbnb scraper using Claude, so I didn't have to write any code. Okay, again, this is more on the theme of the artificial intelligence and how can we use it to amplify ourselves. This is not here to take our jobs, this is here to make us better and more efficient. So I'm just going to walk you through what I did, and then that way you can build it yourself, okay? So for this specific tool, as you can see, it's an Airbnb marketplace analyzer. It gives you the market overview, price and rate analysis. It gives you the location, so it gives you an interactive map. It gives you the detailed listings, and you're able to export data. Here on the left-hand side, you have a panel where you can actually filter, whether there's a price range that you want in particular, whether it's a specific private room or retirement apartment, a minimum or maximum amount of guests. So as you can see, it kind of moves around, it moves the map. So again, it's very interactive and it helps you build and visualize exactly what you're scraping. Now, Appify Store is a marketplace where you can get many scrapers or many APIs that you can call for different scraping capabilities. For Airbnb, for Google Maps, for Instagram, and from many other places. API stands for Application Programming Interface, and it's like a middleware between a computer and a database. That way you can actually retrieve this data. That's known as a client and a server, and then you have in the middle this API that retrieves that data, okay? So if you can see here, this is what the results look like. Appify, it is free up to like $5, and the data that you can get, let's say for this one, you can get a data set of 1,000 records for only $1.25, so it's very inexpensive. I'm going to show you what a data set look like, and here you can actually take these and export it into a Excel spreadsheet, but it doesn't really give you like an average. It doesn't give you the visuals. It doesn't give you like capability of filtering. And you can do it in Excel spreadsheet if you want, but if you want something like this, you actually can't do that using Claude, artificial intelligence, to be able to build an application like this one without having to write any code yourself. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the Claude interface. You just give me 1 second here. I'm going to also bring the code over. So this is what the code looks like, okay? I'm going to come here into the Claude chat, and I'm just going to read the prompt that I use, and then just walk you through some errors that I was having recently, and then jump into running the tool. That way you can see it side by side. So here, as you know, as you're a Python expert and you want to start using Appify, again, typos, this is not a perfect prompt. You could always modify it, but even though you have typos, you don't understand what you're trying to do. So you're a full stack platform. Appify, your full stack platform for web scraping. Appify is the largest ecosystem where developers build, deploy, and publish data extractions and web automations tools known as actors. You want to integrate the Airbnb scraper, triangle Airbnb scraper, which is the actor for Appify. And here's the JSON. So if you come here, if you take a look at the actor, this is the actor. It gives you the information. If you go to JSON, this is the call that you need to make. And let me see if there is information as far as the output. So this is an output example. I grabbed this output example and I put it here into the prompt. That way you don't understand what type of values and things you needed to use. And then towards the end, I said your task is to build an app using Python and Streamlit, using a solid code and standards to keep code organized and build unit tests to make sure that everything works as expected. Make sure to build the app idea using Python and Streamlit. Provide detailed instructions for each file, comments to understand code structure and unit tests. The git ignore file and readme.md. Lastly, create a UI mockup. If you can, based on the Streamlit code you create, please keep it simple and modern to provide a great user experience, okay? So that is what I gave it. It gave me the project structure. It gave me the README file. It gave me the git ignore, and pretty much is giving me, as you know, if you from previous videos, it gives you the structure. All you have to do is copy, paste into your IDE, which in this case, this is my IDE. So you have the source, you have, give me 1 second. Well, you have all your files. And that's pretty much it. So you have to come here into Claude and start copy pasting all these files and then going back and forward. You tell it to continue because sometimes it doesn't finish writing what you need to write. Here's the mockup that it came out with. So let's enter the location, the interactive map. It is not as I show it to you as the result, but again, it even tries to give you a mockup of what you want to build. Okay. So again, these are the files. And then this is the back and forth between me and Claude. Not sure if you're over completing the app, but let's start. So again, it's like I'm giving it instructions and then it pretty much writes the code for me, finish the mockup. So it wrote another mockup. This is another mockup. Here's an output example of what needs to be modified in the UI. Feel free to come up with a visualization to help users understand the market better. Please update the necessary files to accommodate your changes. So sometimes you don't have to even be detailed enough. Being detailed is better, but you can say, hey, feel free to modify whatever you need to do based on this information. And that is pretty much it. So this is a long chat. I was having some issues recently. So let me just show you here what I was trying to do before I created this video. I was getting all these errors. So it was telling me to change the stuff. Then I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm getting back from the scraper. Please analyze these and make sure you fix it. So you say, hey, looking at the JSON file, I noticed that the listings, there's no rating. So I was getting some errors because some of the files that came back didn't have certain fields. So it didn't know how to handle it. And that's what it was blowing up. But that's no big deal. This is part of the journey. You're going to get errors. And that's great because you're going to learn how to fix them or even kind of pinpoint where things are failing. Okay. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and come here and I'm going to get this scraper here on the side. I'm going to go back to the actors. This is my Airbnb scraper. And then I'm going to go to the runs. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these side by side. That way you can see if I say Brandon, Florida, I'm going to click search and it's going to hit the API. It's going to call the actors and it's going to execute. That way we can get the necessary data. So it's going to take, I don't know, hopefully no more than a minute. And we're going to be here for that while. I don't want to pause the video. That way you can see it run. So as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and move it over here, saying crawling 49 out of 251 results. And maybe I can just expand this. That way you can see it run. And I've done several runs testing the application and things like that. But I also wanted to see it happening. So there you go. So as you can see, as soon as it finished, it gave me the data. I'm just going to maximize this here. And these are the results. Okay. So the same as before, you can actually filter your results. The maps get updated. You can search by rating. I should expect that to update. If we say 5, it's probably going to be less. As you can see here, this updated to 5 rating. The average is 139. If I move my head from here, the average capacity is 3 guests. This is the average rating. This is the average price. And these are the listings that I found. Okay. So the average price is 110, listing 16. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. You have the capability to just have something visual where you can see the averages and things like that. Let me just export these to Excel just to see, make sure that everything works. I'm just going to open it up. And it opened up on this side. So I'm just going to bring it over. And pretty much this is what you get from from the tool, right? So this is not very useful when it comes down to analyzing your data. So you can either go to Apify directly, export it, and you will get this, which again, is not very user-friendly, or you can actually get that data, create a tool to analyze that data, and put it into a Streamlit app, which is Python and Streamlit, just like I gave instructions to Claude, and you can actually have a more interactive interface that you can actually filter, you can analyze, gives you the averages, and things like that. So this is what I wanted to demo today. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I hope this was of value. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions of tools that you want to build or applications that you want to build, I could give it a try. Make sure that they're simple to medium complexity, and that should do it. I'll continue to build more videos. That way I can give you walkthroughs of what's going on. Most of the stuff that I do here, I'm actually posting here in my community. So as you can see, I have the app repos. So after I'm done with coding and putting the app together, I actually go into GitHub, I commit the code, and then I publish it for everybody to go see it, clone it, use it, expand it, modify it, whatever you want to do. Okay? So that is it for today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Thank you.